Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 22 of my favorite 31 keyboard players of all time. We've been counting down each and every day here in July 2025, starting at 31 on the first, counting down all the way to number one on the 31st. That's right, our favorite keyboard players across all genres, prog rock, metal, rock, classic rock, hard rock, jazz, blues, fusion, you name it, whatever the style of music, as long as they're our favorites, that's all that matters, right? That's who we're talking about. For this day today, pick number 22, a guy very well respected in the progressive rock community. He was in a pretty notable band for a number of years. That's usually where he's most remembered from, but he had lots of solo albums and he appeared on other albums and things with other artists and whatnot. But like I said, he's mainly known for being the keyboard maestro throughout the 70s for the band Camel. Let's bring to the stage, of course, Mr. Peter Bardens, the late, the great Peter Bardens, a guy who thrilled us for all those years on all those classic Camel albums with his wonderful textures and soloing on Hammond organ, as well as the Mini Moog, right? He also was used that ARP thing or ARP synthesizer, right? The Odyssey, I believe he used. I think he also dabbled a little bit of Mellotron or that string ensemble thing, whatever the hell they're called. Also, really, really good on piano, right? Really great player across a lot of great albums. And we're going to talk about some of those albums right now. So let's do that. Let's get rid of Prezi here and turn me around the right way. And I'm going to start off with, and it happened to be three albums in a row because to me, this is the peak of the Camel Band. And to me, it's also Peter Barden's greatest playing across any Camel album. I'm going to go with Mirage first off. Yeah, I mean, granted, on the first two Camel albums, he's primarily playing a lot of Hammond organ. There is some synth and other things as well, but that's primarily what he's doing. Starting with the next album, he would get more into synthesizers going forward throughout the 70s. But here, you got some amazing stuff on here. Free Fall, Nimrodel, the White Rider, the whole little suite there is just amazing. His stuff in Lady Fantasy is just absolutely stunning. Earthrise is beautiful. Super Twister, great stuff on there too. And I think one of the main reasons why the early Camel lineup worked so well together is because, and this happens a lot in rock, right? You get like two players that really gel well together, and together they make magic, you know. Andy Latimer, Peter Bardens, meant to be together. I think after Peter left the band, it's good, but not quite the same. Something about that pairing of these two guys because they both have very lyrical styles of playing, I think, which is really cool. Andrew's kind of got that very emotional, melodic style of guitar soloing, and I would argue that Peter Bardens also has a very kind of lyrical, melodic sensibility to his playing, and they work magic together. And Mirage is my favorite Camel album of all time. I think it's just amazing. Next up, I'm going to go with the Snow Goose. To many people, this is the ultimate Camel album. And, I might argue that a little, but I wouldn't argue it too much because it is a pretty breathtaking album. And I think, here, everything that Peter Bardens is all about is all over this album. You could argue that this is the greatest album featuring his keyboard playing. Lots of wonderful piano on here. Again, you got synthesizers, organ, Mellotron, everything's on here. All these little mini tracks and whatnot making up the whole big concept piece, instrumental concept piece, I might add. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. Again, it maybe if you're going to pick one album that features his most gorgeous playing, this is probably the one to get. And then next up, I'm going to go with Moonmadness. All right. To me, you can include the album after this, you can include the first album, but this is a nice little three album run for the band that I think is pretty damn amazing. Lunar Sea is wonderful. That's another like must-hear track if you want to get what Peter Barnes is all about. Just so good. But you got Airborne is on here, Spirit of the Water, Song Within a Song is just gorgeous. I mean, the whole album is really, really nice. And again, kind of like Tony Banks from Genesis. I think that Peter Bardens, while a really good soloist too, he's just so was responsible for so many of the cool kind of like chord voicings and colors and textures throughout the music of Camel that I think a very, very underrated guy. Just there are other guys out there like a Wakeman or Emerson, right, or John Lord who are amazing soloists and could do all sorts of crazy stuff. And Peter Barnes could do all that as well. But the music of Camel wasn't always all about that. I think so many of these kind of like sumptuous textures that we all kind of associate with the music of Camel, I think is down to what Peter Barnes did on a lot of these early albums. So yeah, so those are the three albums. So Moon Madness, Snow Goose, and Mirage. There's great covers too on these, right? Also, so as far as what song to pick, I was down to two. There was always about two of them. I mentioned both of them already. So it's like, all right, is it Lunar Sea or is it Lady Fantasy? Lunar Sea, Lady Fantasy. Yeah, I gotta go with Lady Fantasy. I mean, it starts off, you got that synth barrage in the opening and the flurries of synth at the beginning on the mini Moog, right? And then the simmering organ underneath Andy Latimer's, soaring electric guitar soloing. And then the organ solo, which is just amazing. It's so indicative of the time, right? But it's just amazing. And it's got some grit to it, which I really like. And then, there's more ethereal stuff going on later in the song, and then more organ. It's just brilliant. It's such a great solo too. It's so memorable. It's kind of like that wonderful Caravan solo, right? And then off their classic album, right? It just goes on forever. It's like kind of you get the wonderful solo from Latimer, and then you get the wonderful solo from Barden. It's just so good. I mean, Lady Fantasy is so great. I love the rock and stuff, and he's jamming on that Hammond organ. Just so good, amazing. So yeah, Lady Fantasy, but Lunar Sea is awesome as well. So I don't want to discount that because it's we could easily make both of them here in a tie, right? So good. So yeah, that's my pick for today. Peter Barden's from Camel. Like I say, it's also got a whole bunch of solo albums, and he's done stuff here and there. But for me, Peter Barden's always going to be the great keyboard player from Camel and Camel's, great 70s albums. That's where it's all about for me. So let us know what you think of Peter Barden's down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, pick number 22. And we'll see you tomorrow for number 21, right? So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down there. Thanks in advance for all your support. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo coming up on the channel. We've got the Professor's Picks tomorrow. We've got the UK Connection on Saturday, and Sunday I will be ranking the albums of Axe. So stay tuned for that and more on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Pete Pardo. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.